Speaking of resumes, Cal Raleigh hit his 50th home run. He joins Mickey Mantle, only switch hitters in baseball history to hit 50 or more home runs in a season. They weren't even pitching to him last night. He hit one of those, like Manny Ramirez used to hit some of like a bad ball hitter. He was unbelievable. Down by his ankles, and he hit the go-ahead home run. And the third American League player, first non-Yankee to reach 50 before the end of August. Aaron Judge did it twice, and Roger Maris did it. This is big-time stuff, man. Mariners beat the Padres. See that? More importantly, you're winning big games. And you're putting heat on the Astros, the Yankees for the playoff spot there. And if you look at the AL MVP odds, now you got a race going on here. Because Aaron Judge at minus 160. Cal Raleigh is plus 100. And he's doing it now at the end of August. And if you can have this creep over in September, if he did this in May and June, then his odds wouldn't be very good. But he's doing it now. These are big games. NL MVP odds, Shohei Ohtani minus 8,000. Kyle Schwarber is plus 1,300. So that one is over. But Aaron Judge and Cal Raleigh, I wish he didn't have the nickname the Big Dumper.
Yeah?
Because it feels gimmicky. Like he's not he's a catcher doing this. Now, granted, once you heard the nickname, we had him on, and we talked about that. But playing the position of catcher I don't know how the voters will look at this, but I just remember when you look at great catchers, you got to still catch every single game or a majority of the game, and the beating that you take in being a catcher, and then you're going to hit 50 home runs. That's why when I look at Johnny Bench, who I think is the greatest catcher of all time, he was an unbelievable catcher, great arm, fielder, revolutionized the position. But he's also hitting over 40 home runs a couple of times. Cal Raleigh has done a great job. And he's done it in Seattle, where you're not going to get much fanfare, probably not putting you on Sunday Night Baseball. And, good for him. And to do it as a switch hitter and at that position, that's what's remarkable. So I'm hoping, and I don't know how much they would factor in, he's doing it as a catcher. That should be factored in. Yes, Marvin.
If you're the Mariners, do you try to move him off of catching just to save him?
I think you got to get into September. I don't know what other position he plays. I'm guessing, Johnny Bench could play third base and he could catch, and he could play first base. I don't know if Cal Raleigh, or make him a DH. Yeah, I'm not familiar enough with his backstory of other positions he could play, but you can always park somebody at first base. Yeah, Paulie.
I saw a couple stats the other day about catchers and why they may have never hit 50 home runs before. Catchers play the least amount of total games per season compared to other position players, naturally because of the wear and tear. So a guy like Johnny Bench rarely played over 155 games, and he was as tough as they get. He'd play like 152, 148, and same with guys like Salvador Perez or Cal Raleigh. They're going to get a couple extra days off, which may keep them from that 50 threshold.
Yes, Todd?
Will Cal Raleigh's nickname be stronger, or could you make the argument weaker if he continues to prove beyond this year that he's not like some one-hit wonder, that this just wasn't an aberration, so that it's not as gimmicky? Maybe they get off of the Big Dumper thing if he just continues to produce over the next few years.
What do you think?
I think it would be. I think it would maybe lose a little bit of its luster. That it's easy to give something a name for like that one season, and then maybe they wouldn't be calling him that as much if he continued to do that.
All right, thank you, Todd. I hope that he has, I'm not going to say outgrown it, but outperformed that he's more than just that. Great nickname, or, an interesting nickname. But to hit 50 home runs, and you're right in the MVP race, and your team's in the playoff hunt, that's a big deal. That should not be forgotten, when it comes to what you want out of your MVP. That now is when you want that. And Aaron Judge has struggled. I got some numbers here. Judge came off the injured list August 5th. He's hit 210. That's his average. But Cal Raleigh was plus 1,000 to win the MVP not too long ago, now plus 100. And got a race going on here. That's great.